Welcome back, one and all, to F1 2021, and welcome to the Sochi Autodrom here in Russia for the Russian Grand Prix. A lap around this 5.848 kilometer circuit, 18 corners, and well, recently had the Grand Prix. It was an exciting end to the Grand Prix. A wet weekend in total, seeing an F2 race and an F3 race, unfortunately cancelled. But nevertheless, it's one of those weird tracks. It produces great league races. I really enjoyed driving it, but it's not a great one normally for watching. Our lap time put us into P3. A good lap overall, and I felt the world record was within reach. Unfortunately, it's just that joy of F2 cars trying to put it all together. 5.4 for the error, quite low. Generally, still that 5 on the front, helping us get the car in. 20% on, 80% off, helping get the power down, helping with the rotation a little bit as well. High rear and front camber. And again, that normal standard front and rear toe. Just keeping the car nice and settled, and generally quite good stability overall. Suspension, free, quite soft. The anti-roll bars, quite high and helping just reduce the roll of the car through the corners. Just still being quite soft, especially that final sector. Such a tight technical part of the lap. And then the ride height, free. Generally pretty low, helping produce a bit more downforce. 58% is the brake bias, just helping sort of get the car slow down. And front tyre pressures, again, a little bit higher down the rear. That just helps flip the car in as we're a little bit more stiffer. Really important to get a good exit out of this final corner because it's such a long run down towards the first braking zone. We didn't do that. Unfortunately, a lot of time is lost in this first sector. We'll see we're over half a tenth down already as we open our DRS through the kink of turn 1 down towards the heavy braking zone of turn 2. Really considered the first corner of this lap, braking quite early actually, and trying to maximise our exit, and that's exactly what we do. Stamp on the power in third gear out of the exit, and now through that long turn 3, try and keep us full throttle as long as we can. We have a slight lift just before we go into 6, just help keep the car to the left hand side, drop it down into third gear, try and avoid imbalancing. Such an easy place to do so, almost a tenth and a half second up as it comes towards the end of the first sector. Into turn 5, again, all these corners you want to get as close to the sausage curve really without hitting it, and we judge that to perfection there. Through turn 5, through 6 and into 7, you can just about get away with clattering that inside curve, but it did push that a little bit wider. We managed to get away with it. Into turn 8 and 9, judging that one to perfection. Again, you want to run as wide as you can, you just want to get on the power as quickly as you can. And now another important exit coming up through turn 10. This opens onto DRS straight, and we just about get it right on the exit, getting the power down as best we could. DRS wide open, and not a lot you can do for the moment now as you run down towards turn 12 and 13. Super difficult on the brakes. That blind braking as you flick to the right and flick to the left, then down into the right. Second gear for a brief moment, up into third as you go under the bridge and into 14, now down to 15. It's a really tricky corner to wind on the power as well. Now the off-camber corner of 15 and 16. Get the entry spot on, but mid-part have a little bit of wobble, and we're losing time now as you try and get the power down quick as can on the exit, but still over a tenth and a half of a second up as you go into the final 2 corners. 17 and 18, through 17, run as wide as you dare. Sort of one hot tyre on the AstroTurf into the final corner now, and it's full commitment, full send across the line, and we do a 1 minute 42.364, which put us into P3 on the lead. It was pretty good overall. I think a good lap. I do enjoy the lap around Russia in the HiTech, of course, sort of going for that Mazepin sort of vibe as we come out of the final corner. We'll have a look at the lap from the offboard again, just running a little bit wide. I had a weird sort of glitch thing. There was dust every time I went off track. Dust flicked up on the replay camera. We'll have to try and avoid sort of looking into that one too much. But DRS wide open, running down towards turn number 2. Keep to the left-hand side as best you can. Slam on the brakes. We got on the brakes a little bit early, and just stamping on the throttle as you want to maximise the exit. And see, get the dust flicking up there as we just dip a wheel on the AstroTurf. Through turn number 3, trying to keep it as flat for as long as possible. We just had to do a little bit of a lift just to ensure we stayed on the left-hand side. And a really easy place to invalidate turn number 4. Careful on the entry and the exit. Now into the middle sector, a lot of 90-degree corners, trying to keep them the minimum speeds up as best you can, and ensuring the exits are good. A little bit more dust flicking up for good measure. Turn 6, where Max Verstappen almost went free abreast and almost went very, very wrong. He still picked to the place from the Ferrari, I believe, in the race this year. Turn 8 and 9. Turn 9's not really there. We're going for it now. Just sort of a long corner, a long exit. You need to be really careful when getting the power down. And now turn 10. Another corner again. Getting the power down is important because that long straight coming up. And now we've got a lot of time to think about turn 12 and 13. A really, really difficult braking zone. It must be said. As you go to the left, you're sort of still braking while you're turning. And then you've got to go back to the right. You see on board here. Again, avoiding that sausage curve on the inside. And now turn 14. A really difficult exit because it's off camber and we're still turning. By the time we get to full throttle, now the properly off camber corner of this chicane, And again, trying to get back to the left as much as you can to open up the right. And now 2 more corners to go in this lap around Russia, and not a lot more to think about. I find it really useful actually because it opens up the final corner if you get onto the AstroTurf, and then just if you're on a quality lap, full send out the final corner, trying to maximise the time as best you can, and hopefully finding a few places as well.